But I had planned for that. I had used our traditional knowledge of ebiteko. Ebiteko are the saiso holders of milk pots. You have seen saiso nets where you put a milk pot, but a long one. So that man Kajezi stand and they see, you are the one who did that one that time? Kajezi, come here and they see you. That man had not gone to school. You had been to, you go on the microphone. You had, by the time we recruited, he was a cattle keeper, he was a herdsman. How far did you go into school?
But myself, I don't know English very well, sir. Senior 4, sir.
Senior 4?
Yes, sir.
You had finished senior 4?
Yes, sir. In Kandi Girumu S4. S3 in Kandi Zomo S4.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that he had even gone to school. Because we recruited him in the Rukola there, he was a cattle keeper. So you are the one who was in Sekiteko? Niwe?
Ninya Fandi.
Okay, thank you very much. Sit down, sit down. This time we were more prepared, but there were also still some risks because I briefed the Sare and I briefed them. That time, 4 landmines. 4 landmines. Gaddafi had given us 100 landmines, and we had used the others to blow up Obote's vehicles, blow them up. Finished. And we are not getting supplies from outside. So I had this plan. I said, you go. If again anybody goes in the underground armory, you lie on top and you suspend the landmine at the mouth of the underground armory, and then Kajezi knew how to detonate it remotely through an electric wire. Now, the danger there was that the explosion may damage the guns, because the guns were inside and we didn't want them damaged. But when they did it, the concussion killed the boy who was inside there, and they just entered and got the guns. So you can see here again, planning, but with God's work. You plan, rubare mbera, nembiro kotade, embiro, nekatonda, embiro, nekatonda. Effort and God. You could see this. Now, the other day, we were in Exodus, just a few days ago, and I was driving. You know, I'm also some sort of driver. I even qualified to drive a lorry because I drove one in 1972 when we were attacking Mbarara. Our soldiers ran away and I had to drive a 7-ton Bedford lorry with the Tanzanian National Service. So I was driving with Mama and my daughter, and I became a botanist, showing my daughter the trees, this one. Then I got diverted. But when we were almost going off the road, we could have had an accident. But God brought me back in time. And so every time you can see effort of man. So what I don't accept is don't work, pray. No. My church, if we had time to start another one, would be work hard and trust God. God will supplement you where you have not seen. Even if you have not seen, He will appreciate what you have done and add a gap in whatever you are doing. So the military victories which we had also had a reason. First of all, we had a just cause. If we were fighting for bad things, I don't think God would have blessed us. We were fighting for a just cause. And we had our efforts and the efforts of the people. And then God's blessing. So even the recent victory, political victory, big one, also had some reasons. In 1996, we had a big victory because we had a lot of contributions to the people, which is what Archbishop Orombe was talking about. These Bazukuru, they don't know Ebola ly'ebintu. They don't know shortages, which is what Archbishop was talking about. They didn't see the shortages. They didn't see the killings, the brutality of the old armies. And the NRM also has a weakness of not talking about, of not sensitizing these young people. But this time, there are some few things which we have done which are beginning to go down, like the PDM. PDM is beginning to, people are beginning to feel it. So, if you speak in our local way, twakwatako kubimu kubirimu abantu. We talked recently now, they are the old successes against shortages, against extrajudicial killings, against impassable roads, children dying because of the 6 killer diseases. These are big successes, but we don't talk about them so that people don't know them, these young people. But the one they saw recently was this PDM. PDM, in our language here we say, twakwatako, we touched a bit on the issues that affected the people. So what we need to do in this Kisanja, in this new government, is to kwatire ddala ensonga zonna enkulu eziruma abantu. We should handle all these issues which affect people. Poverty, corruption, bad roads in the rural areas, education, school fees, very excessive, high cost of school fees, stealing of drugs in the health centers. There are a number of things which affect the people. If we do that, but also the UPDF clusters, are they here? Those who are involved in the clusters, stand up and they see you. Those people also did a great job in reaching down among the people. Thank you so much. Thank you. So therefore, we are very happy to be here, and the theme of this occasion was a good one, of saying that if you stick to the laws of Moses, if you stick to the we used to call it the code of conduct. For us, we call it the code of conduct of the NRM. There was the code of conduct and the operational code of conduct. If you stick to those, you will succeed. Now, regarding the Bible, me, I am a Christian. I'm not a Jew. I don't know how Archbishop Orombe will help me, because in the Old Testament there are things like this books of Joshua, those fights between the Jews and the other tribes. We need to understand those fights. Were they tribal fights or spiritual fights? Because God was supporting the Jews because they were believing in God, while the other ones were believing in pagans. So there, I am part of that. I would be part of that war, the spiritual war between paganism and believing in God. But the tribal fights among the Jews and their neighbors, I don't know whether I want to be part of those fights. We were discussing this in the 60s. And I was very active because you remember I was president of the Scripture Union. And our line was, look here, when Jesus died, was it when he died or something? When the curtain in the Ekar was torn, where did that happen? In Nyankore we say enyagamo. Enyagamo the curtain in the Ekar. And our interpretation at that time was that Jesus had united the Jews and the Gentiles. This is what we were interpreting. I don't know where that one, where it is in the Bible. But if you go to the parable of the Good Samaritan, what was Jesus saying? Was he emphasizing the old conflicts of Jews and Gentiles and I don't know what, circumcised and uncircumcised? Or was he saying, we shall know them by their fruits? Meaning, we shall know you by what you do, not by who you are. Because so that's why I feel more comfortable being a Christian, because that is the NRM ideology. Politics of identity, we reject. Politics of actions, we support, of interest. So there, you the religious people, you need to clarify for, even for me, I would get time and discuss with you.